Gamers just won. What? Diabetes, probably. I don't know.
It's me, Mutahar. I firmly am of the belief that if you don't have a loving mother and father, you end up as a video game hacker, okay? Somebody that wastes precious hours of their day playing an online video game with literally every training wheel, boost, and assist attached, and just manages to try to at least lie to themselves that they're doing something fun in the process. Now, I play a fair
Well, that went from 0 to 100 pretty fast.
amount of online video games, or rather I really used to, until the advent of online cheating really is something where, like, you know, trying to come home and enjoy any title, whether it be Warzone, Rainbow Six, and seeing the amount of people that get banned for hacking in the corner really makes you wonder if you're playing with somebody legitimate half the time, or if you're playing with somebody that just likes to have the training wheels attached because they're too fucking brain dead to use a goddamn keyboard and mouse, a controller in any functioning capacity.
I mean, the fact that you just compared keyboard and mouse to controller says all that I need to hear, honestly, right there. It's like the people saying, "Oh no, controller's actually more hard than keyboard if you use aim assist." Aim assist does not help at all. Every single time there comes a new game that's a shooter and aim assist is not pretty much this equivalent of auto aiming, bro, the player base just gets instantaneously mad, okay? There's a reason controllers are allowed and they have pretty much built-in bot scripts in them. That's because that's necessary nowadays, okay? If you're gonna tell me you're a gamer and you play shooting games and you do not use a mouse and keyboard, I'm sorry, you're not a gamer. You're a fucking idiot.
Now, today's topic of focus is a lawsuit right over here between Activision and a scumbag company known as Engine Owning. Now, you might be wondering, who is Engine Owning, Muto? What are they all about? So I'm going to show you their website, which again should pretty much dictate to you exactly what this company is and who they are and what they're about. So if you actually go to their website, they're estimated 2014 and they're all about selling high quality cheats, okay? So obviously they sell cheats for Call of Duty, Counter-Strike, Vanguard, Modern Warfare 2019, Titanfall 2, Black Ops, World War II, Battlefront 2. In fact, they're going so far back that we're looking at Battlefield fucking 3 as an actual place where you can buy cheats. Now, obviously, these guys have been around for a fair bit, and they have made such a considerable amount of money that Activision has actually been awarded over $14 million in a lawsuit in regards to them selling their scummy software. Now, to give you an idea about it, these companies...
What does that mean? They have made so much money that... Well, I guess I'm not sure if he understands what this means from the way that he says it. It's technically right, but does not inspire a lot of confidence. The only thing that Activision can sue them for is the fact that they have damaged the game. That's it. You can't sue them for anything else. I know a lot of people believe if you check the terms and services that means that magically universal law that's gonna get you in jail, but no, that's not how it works. But you can get easily sued if damages are provable, and creating cheats for games ends up with people leaving, and you can actually show that this company making cheats has damaged their product because that's malicious.
These are a dime a dozen, okay? When I play any online video game, it's so easy to go to google.com, type in any video game you want, space cheats, and you'll literally find any website that will sell you any form of access. So if you go to these people and you actually, like, I don't know, decide to buy Counter-Strike 2, for instance, Modern Warfare 3 is currently disabled because of the aforementioned lawsuit, but if you go to their website over here, you can see that they're selling you 3-day access for €1 a day, 30 days for 10 a day, and then of course 180 for 44. It's like browsing for pornography websites, okay?
Nice.
They give you a day trial. It's like going to that shady file hosting service and getting the day trial. So one thing that I wanted to look at into it, obviously, is that why these cheats exist to the level they do, and why anti-cheating, which are actual videos that I've made where, again, I talk about the annoying nature of like why an anti-cheat needs to sit at the kernel level is because this scumbag organization is also running their cheats into a point where it is literally running their own actual hypervisor, okay? They literally want you to run
What is a hypervisor? I have no idea.
their own hypervisor on their system. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, okay? Never in a million years, okay? You know how I say I don't trust Valorant and shit? I don't trust any of these scumbags ever, okay? The fact that they're selling cheating software, I would probably have to imagine they're doing a lot more than selling
He looks like a cryptid in this lighting. That's kind of impressive.
software for cheating on video games.
The Mothman returns.
There's probably a good chance some of these companies, and I'm not alleging this one in specific, are probably stealing your personal information.
Oh, come on, alleged. They're not gonna sue you, relax.
Anyways,
They probably are, everyone knows that.
honestly, here's another cherry on top. If you're one of the people using
They're probably also running a crypto miner on your computer, Jesus.
cheating software like this, I hope you have your fucking financial information stolen. I hope you go into some lord of like financial ruin or some identity theft nonsense because you're a scumbag online. So if something shitty happens to you, I'm gonna sit here laughing about it.
Damn right. You know that guy who has 5 kids and, you know, is a single dad because his wife died in a tragic accident? That guy's fucking cheating in Call of Duty. Well, better break his legs and remove his eyeballs.
But in a general sense, let's say you're somebody that might be entertaining the thought of cheats. If anybody tells you to install hypervisor software, especially a cheating organization, a criminal group, a criminal enterprise, probably shouldn't do it. Okay?
You know what? I usually never say first world problems, but this sounds definitely like first world problems. And don't get me wrong, I love first world problems. That's my problems, okay? I could not give a shit about what happens in the third world basement graveyard, wherever the hell all the poor people die. But first world problems, I never thought that I'm gonna sit here and say, wow, this sounds like stupid first world problems. But times change. It seems like, wow.
Okay?
Time to go and become a missionary in Africa or something. Jeez.
But hey, if you're stupid enough to consider paying money to put training wheels on Warzone because it makes you feel better about yourself, then shit.
Well, actually, it's not training wheels. It's something that allows you to just blatantly destroy most people online, and that's kind of the point of it.
Nothing I can say will convince you otherwise. Anyways, rant aside over here. So anyways, Activision ended up suing these guys, where apparently engine owning UG, Gernot's Enterprise Limited, and of course it started naming off the individuals one by one that were actually...
Okay, how did they do this? Because I'm assuming without reading any of this that this is either Russia or India or China, obviously, right?
The chief defendants in this situation. And what had happened was they ended up actually granting Activision $14.4 million and almost $300,000 in attorney's fees, okay? So regardless, this group that was selling cheats, okay, is now effectively bankrupting themselves, okay? Activision won a case, and basically these people are probably going to have to suck dicks at a glory hole to be able to pay up this amount of money. So they might be like, whoa, Muda, $14.4 million? Is that how much cheating can cause? So to understand, cheating is a huge industry, okay? If you thought the gaming industry was big, it is. But clearly the cheating industry is also massive as well. As people start to play various online video games, the amount of people that want to cheat in those online...
Okay, you're not answering the question. We kind of want to know, was this the estimated damages? Because that's how you win here.
Massive as well. As people start to play various online video games, the amount of people that want to cheat in those online video games to get ahead, win possible competitions, or imagine if you're like a streamer, right? You know all those videos online of streamers who get caught cheating in online video games? You know, where they're just like streaming to like 20 people, and then all of a sudden they alt-tab by mistake, and you start to see like a cheat menu, or God forbid, you start to actually see ESP wall hacks.
Task manager? Yo, they want my task manager? Hold up. Oh wait, I gotta close my whole game for that now.
Enemy UAV overhead.
No, control delete.
Control delete?
Wait, but you have it on window?
No, control delete. Opens up the cheat menu.
Test, man. Put it up, throw it up.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, it's over. It's over. This is exactly what the industry is about. This is what, unfortunately,
Beautiful.
is a byproduct of video games, especially online video gaming, becoming so popular, okay? The amount of cheating that is happening is insane. And even beyond all of the cheating that's going on, it's literally the fact that as these games, as the cheat software becomes more invasive, so is the anti-cheat stuff that these games rely on. We're literally sitting at a point where I would say the people that just want to have a relaxing Friday night now pretty much have to sit with the most invasive software on their system just because Joe Schmo.
Listen, the people who just want to sit and have their one game of League of Legends a night don't even know what one guard is, okay? They have no idea. They don't care if it's invasive, if it's in your lolly hentai folder, or where is it. They don't give a shit because they don't know it exists and it does it, okay? Knowing what a kernel level thing is not even remotely close to basic knowledge when it comes to computers, okay? Opening Task Manager is statistically way above baseline levels of of gamers' understanding of PCs and shit.
Can't handle their KD being under 1 or something, okay? Insane shit. So this lawsuit, or rather the
KD and below 1, or, just 1 is trash, by the way. You should feel bad about yourself.
history of it has actually been going on for a fair bit of time, okay? So this is a story that pretty much goes all the way as far back as, I would say, 2023. And according to torrentfreak.com, what was actually happening was when this initially got announced, none of the defendants relished the idea of even coming to the United States. In fact, they retained counsel in this situation. So initially they were like, Activision's huge. They're like a $50 billion company. Why are they bullying us, the innocent illegal cheat developers? Well, apparently 2 of the defendants broke from this organization and even settled with Activision, where one settled for $2 million, okay? And the other one for around half of that, so $1 million, $3 million in all. But again, for understanding this situation, the more you go into it, Activision's response for the motion to dismiss was so aggressive to the point that, according to this, what they had said was the defendants routinely trade detailed instructions on how best to illegally launder their money. Because to understand, they're selling illegal software in general, right? So when you make the money that is generated through selling illegal software that's going to cause you to go under lawsuits like this, there's a pretty good chance
that is not illegal software. Even I know that
you can't just claim that money on your tax, returns or anything, right?
If it was illegal software, you couldn't buy it in the fucking Dude, if it was illegal in the USA, you could not buy it in the USA. You would need a VPN to buy it or something.
Income tax. You probably have to route it through shells, route it through different business ventures, just so the money is clean enough and the origin point of that money being generated is not your shady cheat development website, okay? That's generally how it comes out to. So Activision wasn't screwing around in this situation, and what happens was they moved for a default judgment, which is exactly what we're talking about today. Now again, I want to go back to that.
They moved forward for a default judgment most likely because they did not show up for defense. I'm pretty sure that's how you get a default judgment.
Lawsuit and just kind of read.
You even read that they did not show up and did not even care about this. Yeah, that's how you get a default judgment if one party of the suit does not show up.
Over in this situation and just pretty much say that obviously Activision had, some factual allegations where they were talking about, this specific software. So what they had mentioned was they had employed anti-cheat technology, which was the Ricochet anti-cheat for Call of Duty, which is the kernel-based anti-cheat they use. And they say when a user is caught cheating, his or her account is banned from playing, and plaintiff collects the player's computer hardware ID. So when you get banned, people say like, oh, just IP ban somebody. You can get a new IP like that. So effectively what anti-cheaters do is they start banning hardware IDs. And now we're getting to the point where they're banning TPMs and things that are becoming noticeably more difficult to spoof, okay? It's easy to get a new piece of, IP. It's easy to get a new IP address. Some ISPs give you dynamic addresses, which change every time you reboot a modem. But where it gets to be an issue is when actual IDs for your hardware start getting banned. And if you're not careful to spoof them in the first place, you might inadvertently make your computer a nuclear bomb, so to speak, or a ticking time bomb for any account that may use it to access Activision servers. So anyways, going in further into it, what they had effectively said was Rick, the defendant, was the founder of EO and the mastermind behind the venture. So a lot of the money was put into, or a lot of the blame is sort of put into this guy. But then they start listing off people who were moderators of their website, people who were basically developing and selling this cheat software, and so on and so forth. So where the fuck did they get the $14 million figure, you might wonder? So apparently this is where it actually sheds some serious light into how many people are downloading this kind of software. So according to the law, where they use the DMCA, the plaintiff may elect to reward an award of statutory damages for each violation of Section 1201. So where they say a sum of not less than $200 or more than $2,500 per act of circumvention, device, product, component, offer, or performance of service. So where they said,
oh shit, this was a thing. I forgot about this. Damn.
Minimum statutory damage of $200 under the DMCA multiplied by a general approximation of the number of downloads of the cheating software just in the United States alone, because that's where the DMCA can be applied. And so over here, the number is 72,328. That's just the US alone, and that's just one fucking cheat developer. Could you imagine?
That's not a lot, considering that was just one cheat, by the way, in one country.
The other big cheat developers, how much of the actual general population for this game must actually be goddamn scumbag cheaters? So they say they basically are getting hit for a total of $14.4 million, okay? So that's where the actual damages come out. And that's just based off the minimum that Activision was going for. Had they went after the maximum, then maybe it would just be too much money and there might be an appeal in process. Not to say that they probably can appeal, but at the end of the day, yeah, it's not good whatsoever for any of these guys.
Well, if they got a default on their request, then, I mean, they're probably a little bit mad that they didn't ask for more.
This one organization that pretty much sat there with their chest basically being beaten, they didn't care for a while. Now that they got hit with one of these, they actually did offer a statement regarding that lawsuit. So this is actually goddamn hilarious to read through, okay? So what they said was, for the last weeks, we've been working to identify the latest detection vector and to increase the overall security of our MW3. It's insane how cheat developers, scumbags that they are talking about security for their stupid cheat. So anyways, there's been a lot of false claims regarding the lawsuit against Engine Owning. All the guys targeted in the lawsuit are inactive and have been for a long time. The project was handed over to a new owner years ago. Some news articles claim that Activision got access to the data of our users. This is completely false. And to no surprise, those articles don't link to any kind of source. So I don't know if people who've been using their cheat might have actually inadvertently gotten their stuff sort of leaked out. To be honest, I don't care, okay? If you're somebody using, cheating software to ruin the experience of online gaming, I don't care if your personal information or your crypto money or your passports or your financial information has been impacted, okay? Honestly, you kind of fucking deserve it, okay? Simple as that. But some news articles claim that Activision got access to the data of the users. That is, again, is up for people to assume, up for people to assess. I would wait until actual information comes out. So Activision ended up getting their goddamn URL, and in a surprising turn of events, they started to actually list other backup domains, which could easily be acquired by Activision at this point too. But hey, dumbasses are dumbasses, right? So what they've basically said, we hope and think that our domain registrar will not defer to this bogus claim that would not have been approved by the clear-headed judges with even basic democratic values in a proper jurisdiction. Dude, I love how, I always love when you come across, actual scumbags who try to be on like the moral victory of all of this, right? Like you're developing cheating software, guys. You're not doing any national good whatsoever. It's not like you're standing up against a tyrannical government. You're just literally ruining the COD experience for plenty of people. You basically fucking played against a
That is true, and that is actually hilarious.
dragon. The dragon bit burned you, and now you got to be paying the consequences of your own actions. Like, how is this even like arguable? This is just insanity. So again, one of the things about this is like, obviously, for me, the story necessarily isn't that Activision stopping a cheat developer. The problem is this doesn't really do a whole much of anything, because in the grand scheme of things,
Well, this does create a precedent in America, at least, and in America, precedents do matter. So, I guess others can sue them like that. But again, let me Google. When can a lawsuit default? Default judgment is binding judgment in favor of either party based on some player detection of yeah. So this is this is a default judgment. They didn't even try to fight back. So I don't know if that if that actually makes it easier for others, because again, the defaulting is when one party just pretty much just doesn't show up to the courtroom and present their case. That's pretty much what defaulting can easily be seen as. Okay. Was not responsive and failed to appear. Yeah. They already said that they did this. They kind of tried to ignore it and didn't do anything, which is kind of interesting. This whole situation is interesting because the DMCA is Digital Millennium Rights Act, or very close to it. I write in DMCA. It is the DMCA. Would they actually get the DMCA through though? Let me actually check. DMCA lawsuit takedown full form lawsuit. Let's see. What happens if you get a DMCA notice? Once you receive a DMCA notice, either directly through IIPS receiving from copyright infringement. DMCA's, the last time I remember the DMCA was applied, I think it was applied in gaming in a similar situation to this, but typically DMCA is not applied to that. Could they actually get through DMCA through this? Because DMCA would not work out if they actually defended themselves. Because DMCA can only be enforced if they actually break Blizzard's whatever. But there is a chance that they are not breaking Blizzard's whatever because they're not using the Blizzard. Okay, it gets really complicated, but there is a chance. Okay. Typically, the way the thing is that you should actually get an outcome like this in a lawsuit like this is when you can prove damages, which is really strange. I really thought that this whole story is going to be about the fact that Blizzard just proved that they have been damaged by this company maliciously creating cheats. Because that is definitely grounds to sue, but just DMCA like that. Let me actually check something. DMCA. Yeah, it's the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. 18998 United States copyright law that it implements 2 treated the blah blah blah. It criminalizes production and distribution of technologies, devices, or services intended to circumvent measures that control access to copyright works. I'm not sure. Does this apply? Do they actually, even if those guys try to defend themselves? Because that's the definition of it. It criminalizes production and dissemination, aka distribution pretty much, of technologies, devices, or services intended to circumvent measures that control access to that copyright's work. Does that work? I'm not sure. Because this seems too straightforward, honestly. Let's check the Wikipedia. Background, digital, nope. Title 3, Title 4, I do remember those things. Ah, man, I wonder what would have happened if they did not get defaulted upon on judgment. That is the thing that I'm interested in. Because this seems way too easy. This seems way too easy. And again, if this is this easy, then why did Blizzard not just ask them more money? Because Blizzard doesn't give a shit about them being, you know, dead or not. Blizzard probably would in general prefer if they shut down and got deleted and destroyed. So, why didn't Blizzard ask for more than the minimum? I am so confused. We need a real lawyer to explain shit here. I'm no lawyer. Mudahar doesn't understand what dismissed with prejudice means. So, you know, it's kind of a tough one here. Anyway, this was Kuzar Sensei. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.